Right, welcome back to my channel Cloud Soldier. So in this video what we are going to do, we will discuss about an Azure service called Azure Load Balancer. So it is a managed service which distribute traffic across virtual machines. And I can give an example. Just say, for example, a client is at its home. He's got a laptop, and he trying to. This is internet, and we have got Azure infrastructure here on the cloud. So we have got a app VM01, and this is an other machine app VM02. So this application is in both machines, and also like for high availability, so they have deployed this machine to two machines. So but in case like you have got lots of traffic coming in, or in case this machine goes down, this machine goes on, so we want to like transfer the traffic from here to this machine. But how would the computer know it's going to hit that machine instead of something goes wrong with this one? Or if nothing goes wrong, if it's too much traffic here and we need to distribute traffic, actually basically we are distributing the balance load. So if it's too much traffic coming onto this machine, so it should distribute to second machine. So for that purpose, we have got this service called Azure Load Balancer. So just to do a lab, what we're going to do, we will create two VMs, Linux. One we call it app VM1, second one we call app VM2. On this one we will in the same resource group, so same resource group and same VNet, because they have to be part of one group. And we will install Nginx, which is a web server on both machines. So just let's do that, and then we'll discuss what we'll do afterwards. So just get this ready. So if I go to my virtual machines, create virtual machine, Azure virtual machines, and we create a new resource group, call it cache RG, click OK, and we call it app VM01, UK South, no availability zone, that's fine. We use password Azure user PASSWORD123 SSWORD123, and allow port 92, disk networking as leaves default, find, 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 and review and create, and create. Let's come back when it is created. Right, so if you go to resource, it is created now. Now we can see that the machine name is app01, is a Linux machine. This is a public IP address and this is a private IP address. This is a virtual network and the subnet. This is a public IP address and this is the size, and we got Linux operating system. Right, so we need to create another machine. So if you go back again, click on virtual machines and create machine, and same thing again. So we choose the same and we call it this one app VM02, no availability zone, password Azure user PASSWORD123 exclamation mark, PASSWORD123 exclamation mark, and leave this one. Disk networking, we want to use the same one. You see, this is a problem because it's recently created, so it's not picking up the first one. So what we'll do, just refresh again and start again, because I think there's a glitch. It will allow you. Now we go again, we choose the same resource group and we call it app VM02, no availability zone, and password, let's say Linux user PASSWORD123 exclamation mark, PASSWORD123 exclamation mark. Disk networking, it should pick up, yeah, so it's picked up the AM09. That's what we want. We leave the public IP like this, and management and one create in create. So what we'll do, duplicate this, and if we go to our first virtual machine and install our Nginx, so let's cancel this, quit, and I want to launch my terminal again, and what do we do? So if we just go to our app VM01, so this is created, so we just go to resource. Okay, let's copy that and go to do SSH Linux user add, enter, let's try again. Are we sure we call it? I knew that. So let's check the username. What did we call it? Using sorry, reset. See, we call it Azure user instead of. So cancel that. Control C. Clear. So SSH Azure user at PASSWORD123. That's good. So we connected. Do the same thing again. We call it install the updates, apt update, That's done. And we do sudo apt install nginx. Yes, that's done. So same thing, we do new window, and we go to our second VM, copy this, and go to terminal, and we do ssh linux user at enter PASSWORD, enter. Right, so this is good. We do the same thing again, sudo update apt update to the update, and we do sudo apt install nginx. Yes, enter. Yes. So if we go to our first machine and go to and we copy that URL and go to, it should give us nginx. Oh no, before we do it, we need to create an inbound rule. Create inbound rule as tag internet invitation custom http, use as default add, and we do the same thing for this one, networking, add inbound rule, and tag, and http, and add. So if you go back to first machine, go to overview, copy the public IP address, and just type this again, enter. That's it, continue, that's it, fine. We go to the second one and copy this, and you go to tab, enter, fine. Okay, reload. So what's that address? So we did create a networking role, port TP, enter any. Yes, takes time, some time. Reload. Okay, that looks fine. If I go back to again and copy that, continue. Yep, that's fine. So we got both web server fine. Okay, let's make a change to this web page. So what do we do? So if we go to our first page and go to the directory where the web browser is, so if we go to cd, let's move it here so you can see clearly. So cd slash, that's a directory called var, and in var there's another directory called www, and in there we have got a HTML page, enter. So we are in this directory now. So let's give the permission first to this directory so we can make some changes. Sudo chmod. So change mode, that's it, like we're changing permission giving. So don't worry about this, so just ignore me and follow me. And we give this var www and html and enter. Now we change this, create a file like a page in this html. We call it echo and h1. You can call it, this is app vmo1 and tag again h1 and we into inverted commas, also this into second. Should have copied this. Right, and we do call it default default file name .1.html. One second. So the mistake was that we use single quote. So same way, if I just go to my other app vmo2, so we go to cd var what is it, www and then html, and we give permission to this. So we do sudo chmod 777 in the same directory. So basically we are giving a read write a full permission to this file html, and now we do echo let's copy this from here. So we use single quote and single quote and single quote. Right, so just copy that and we go to our enter. Oh, don't tell me the chtml. Let's try typing and maybe it doesn't like it while we're doing echo h1. This is server app vmo2 and /h1 and forward to default daemon. No. So basically this should work. And now if you go back to our web page and refresh it, So if we just copy this again, this URL, and we go to, instead of already here, just type slash default.html. Here we go, we got it. So same way we do for app02. If you go to overview and we go copy this, so you change the web page and slash default, enter. That's it, perfect. Okay, now we have created these two machines, and the thing is that like I said in previous example, that a user coming via internet and accessing these machines, but the thing is that the user is not accessing directly. We just deployed Nginx and we saw a browser by copying the public IP address, but we cannot expose this public IP address like in like a production environment. So when we deploy this load balancer, when we create this load balancer, so we have to assign a public IP address to this service. So when the user come by internet to this load balancer, he has to have this public IP, and then from there it will go into speak to these virtual machines. So understand. So, okay, let's create a Azure Load Balancer. So if you go to all services, Load Balancer, yep, Load Balancer, we create and we use the same resource group, and we call, let's say, cache LB, same region gateway. So we want traffic from internet coming to this machine, so we use public. And yes, this is what I was just talking to you. So we need to add a front IP configuration. So we add, so we call it a public IP, like I said. So we call it load IP. Are you there, Rabia? Load IP. So we select create a new IP. So we call it front end public IP, standard region, save. And the next thing is our backend pool. So this is where we're gonna add our virtual machines which have got the app. So if we click this, we call it app backend, and the virtual network is this one. So add, yes, so we add these two machines, add, that's done, save, and then we go to inbound roles. So we don't have to define any inbound rules at this stage, so just ignore all that and create this load balancer. Let's just validation create, and let's come back when it is done. Right, yes, so we go to resource, so our load balancer is created, so which is called cache LB, and you can see that. So if we go to settings, and we can see that our front end is this public IP address. So first thing, we need to create a help probe. So let me create first, and I explain to you what help probe will do. So we just call it, say, probe A, and we just leave it as default. because we have got the TCP port 80 on our Nginx on the virtual machine coming in, which is open already. Save. So while this is saving, I explain why we're using. So like, as you know, we have created this Azure Load Balancer, and we created a health probe. So basically we need to make sure, so there should be a service which is called health probe in AZLB. So that means when, say for example, this VM1 and this VM2, if this is wrong, sorry, this goes into stop state or something wrong, how do Azure Load Balancer know so this machine is down? So this health probe is like a heartbeat. Your heart beats all the time that we are alive. So it checks machine every 5 seconds. Are you okay? Are you fine? Are you alive? Are you not dead? So they give this response to this heart health probe. So that's the reason we created this health probe. So if you go back to our Azure, so we'll create, so we got backend pools. As you can see, we got two machines in there, app VM1, app VM2. Now we have to create a load balancing rule. If we click add, and just call it rule A, yeah, good. And front end IP address, we select this one which we created, and backend pool we created, and port 80. Yes, so if so, when the traffic coming via port 80, and then the backend port for the Nginx we configure also for port 80. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Save. Okay, health probe, sorry, we didn't choose health probe. This is the one we created. So save. So it will save. Now the traffic should distribute to our second machine. So we have created a load balancing rule. So if to check it, so if we go to our front IP configuration and copy that, so it should give our app VM02 server. So if we go there, type this, paste /default HTML, continue. Yep. So right, so it distributed to our server app M01, but you see that this is the IP address of a of our load balancer. 85 is not the IP address of our virtual machines. So that means it is distributing the traffic. So for example, if we shut down this machine, or something like happens, like when it's a traffic increase, it will take us to other machine. Let's try that anyway. So if we click go to our VM02, and just a test, I'm just thinking of myself. If you go to our virtual machine and go to app VM1 and stop this machine, so let's see what happens. I'm not sure, it might work, so it should work. That's the whole point of load balancer. If it's down, it should move the traffic to a second server. So this stops. So if you go back here again, and this should change to FBMO2. Yeah, see? Hello? So see, we proved the point. So we can see that we turned down our machine, and it has taken us to app VMO2. So the load balance is perfectly working fine. Yeah, so I hope this is informative for you guys. If any question, please ask me in the comments. Please like and subscribe my channel, and see you in our next video. Thank you very much, Rabia. Bye bye.